Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel, where today we have another live stream, an unplanned live stream, not one we were planning on doing, one after a really disappointing final result. But I wanted to go live. Like I said, this wasn't planned, but I wanted to go live to get my thoughts out there, because I know kind of immediately there's going to be a lot of negative reaction to this game. You lose 3-1 away at Arsenal. If you're someone who doesn't watch the match in a certain way, you kind of see the scoreline, you think it's horrible, and I know the response online is going to be absolutely crazy. I can hear the embarrassing shouts already. Ten Hag out, I can hear it all already. Now, we're not going to do our full analysis today, because we will cover that tomorrow morning in a video. But in terms of first things first today, what did you think of that performance? What did you think of the game in general? What do you think of Ten Hag, Arteta, the tactics? Can you guys hear me first, actually, as well? I should probably check that. Am I coming through all right? Is the stream working all right for everyone? And also, how are you guys doing? I hope you had a good day. I hope the result hasn't put you off too much and ruined your day completely. At the end of the day, you've got to remember, it is only football. It sounds crazy to say, because trust me, I absolutely love football. But don't let it completely ruin your mood, all right? Don't let it completely ruin the weekend, because it's been a nice weekend. Well, for me, it has anyway. But yeah, what did you think? What did you think? Let me just lower myself a little bit. What did you think of the performance in general? Do you think anyone's particularly to blame? Do you think Ten Hag got it wrong? How are we feeling after that? Because like I said, it's a dead shot saying I am heartbroken and crying. Another heartbreaking comment there. Yeah, my heart was broken by that. My thumb was nearly broken as well. Me and my brother celebrated that Garnacho goal, and he nearly broke my thumb, I'm pretty sure. It's a really hard one to take, but I will say I don't think Ten Hag got a lot wrong in this game. I think actually you can kind of sum up. This is actually almost like the perfect football match to actually sum up the current state of Manchester United, if you like. Because what we saw was actually tactically, we'll go into it more tomorrow, but we'll cover it today as well. Tactically, we saw a pretty decent structure. There were things wrong with it, of course, but from like the managerial point of view, the tactical side of things, I think United got it right. But what we also saw was how poorly run the club is. The fact that Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans end a match as centre-backs. The fact that Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro have to play the entire 90 minutes because there's no one to come on from the bench. Now, yeah, I know there's injuries. Kobe Mainoo's out, Mason Mount is out, and we're waiting for Amrabat to come into the side. But when you look at Arsenal, and they're bringing on the likes of Gabriel Jesus, they're bringing on Jorginho to see out the last couple of minutes, they're bringing on Fabio Vieira in midfield. It just looked like two clubs being managed in different ways. Let me just read some of your comments. Someone saying this is the worst feeling. Even losing 7-0 to Liverpool wasn't as bad as this one. What's going on with our centre-back injuries? This was, obviously performance-wise, way better than that Liverpool game, but I know what you mean. It really hurts. It really hurts. What do you think of the decisions? Is Garnacho offside? I think he is just, I have to be honest. Is Rasmus Hojlund fouled in the box? What do you think? I think Johnny Evans is fouled on the corner goal, I'll say that much. Hey Codename mate, hope you're good. Saying, should go to sleep, but can't sleep due to Man United bottling with Maguire and Evans. I thought I'm watching Leicester 2016. Glazer's fully responsible. Is it too early to say that Licher is done physically? Should we be looking to be replacing him along with Varane and Shaw? Fair result. This is what happens to teams with no midfielders who cannot defend, no dribblers in the team. Only hope was Garnacho and Rasmus and the new centre-back Onana. Okay, let's kind of talk about it from a tactical point of view. Let's talk about what we saw during the game. The main theme of the game, in particular that first half, was 45 minutes of football in this half here, the Manchester United half. Now, typically when I say that, you would think it's a really bad first half performance. But actually, it was United controlling the game in a sense. Not in a sense of pinning Arsenal back, but I thought in the first half, I thought United were okay. I thought Arsenal were trying to press, but not as aggressively as what they normally do. So it's kind of a 4-4-2 structure like this. So they're going to try and press nice and high. But they're not going as intensely as what they typically do. And like someone said there, Onana being the third centre-back in the team, actually gave United quite a lot of success in these areas. Because what we could also see is that if Arsenal did press, someone like Lindelof would make that run into midfield, which we see quite a lot, taking Havertz with him. And then that leaves the other two centre-backs 2 versus 1 against the striker. And I actually thought United's first phase was really good. Potentially not in terms of ball progression. Again, I'll watch the game back tonight before making my video tomorrow morning. But I thought retention-wise, United were decent in these areas. Again, maybe not progressive, maybe not all the time getting out from the back, but United almost felt a little bit in control of the game in these areas. Onana had a ridiculous amount of touches. I think only Saliba had more touches from in the first half. Saliba was the only Arsenal player with more touches than Onana, which is crazy. That's how much he had the ball. And I didn't mind the strategy in that way. The problem was, when you get into these areas, United just didn't have the right profiles. There was, we often talk on the channel, we might talk about, let's ignore the opposition for a second. We might talk about United building possession in a 3-2 shape. We might talk about United building possession in a 2-3, a 3-2, a 3-1, a 3-4-3 dime, whatever it might be. We talk about loads of different structures in possession. We just didn't really see it in this game at all. United were good in those deep areas, and they could turn that into building the ball down the right-hand side and then quickly switching it to Rashford, which was dangerous. But in terms of getting hold of the ball in the middle of the park in here and really grabbing a game, United didn't have it. They didn't have the personnel that could do it, and that was what was disappointing for me. Bruno Fernandes, for example, just really non-existent, particularly in that first half. I think he had 9 passes. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But it's just, no one properly grabbed the game. Now, I think Casemiro and Eriksen, for example, actually had pretty good games. I think that they've played better in this game than what they've played recently. I thought the passing percentages were very good. There was a couple of stray passes, but there's always going to be. But largely, their attention was pretty good. But there's not the right profile in that midfield who just grabs the ball and like I said, really grabs the game in midfield. Declan Rice for Arsenal done it completely. Arsenal were playing at times in the build-up with a man down because Havertz was that poor and ineffective in this game. But it didn't matter because Declan Rice is so good at taking control of a midfield. He was able to do it. United didn't have it in the same way. Now, like I said, this isn't particularly criticism of Casemiro and Eriksen. I think they played all right. But they just didn't grab the game. And also, when Arsenal were kind of in their set structure, which they were happy to do. Again, Arsenal did drop off a decent amount in this game. Apologies if you can hear a dog barking in the background. In these areas, when Arsenal are a little bit deeper, United have no one, and I've said this for so long, which can take the ball in here and go past the man. That's what United are crying out for. I think Kobe Mainoo can do it. I think Mason Mount might be able to do it potentially. Amrabat, we'll see, probably more in transition. But it just felt like there was something lacking in that area of the pitch. And I've just seen a super chat, the first super chat of the day. Thank you very much to Wayne Jude. I don't want to mispronounce your surname here. Wayne Jude Bertuman. Sorry if I've mispronounced your name there. Thank you very much for the donation. If everyone could say thank you in the chat down below, that would be greatly appreciated. Spam some love hearts, spam some clapping emojis, a little bit of everything. I know we've got a bit of a different crowd today because we're not streaming at our normal time. Let me just read through some of the chat real quick. Evans on for Lindelof, lost us the match. Does anyone know why Lindelof came off? Has Ten Hag said anything about having a knock or anything like that? Any idea? Obviously, Lisandro Martinez, it seems like he had a knock. Do you think they need a centre mid who is more press resistant and carry the ball up the field? So yeah, I'm guessing you put that in before I just said that. Absolutely. We've got another donation, Addy with the donation. Again, if you guys can spam love hearts in saying ball progression is a huge issue, and I completely agree. Someone grab the ball in these areas here and go past someone. Grab the ball and do something in the middle of the park. United just completely lacked that. And like I said, Odegaard does it so well for Arsenal. Declan Rice does it so well for Arsenal. That's what United lacked. And as a result, the front three was so isolated. Yeah, if everyone can spam a thank you, a love heart, clapping emojis in the chat to say thank you for those donations. They are greatly appreciated. There's a lot of chats coming in right now, which I really do appreciate. I'll try and read all of them. If I miss anyone's message, I do apologise. If you want to guarantee that I see your message, you can use the super chat. Any money will go either to a new microphone or a new camera, but, don't feel that you have to. But, as a result of this lack of ball progression in the midfield, United then couldn't get it to the final third. I thought Rashford, when he got the ball, looked really dangerous. I thought he kind of got at Ben White. Ben White, we know he can't deal with him. He gets sat on his backside every time he plays against Marcus Rashford. We saw that time and time again, even in this game. But he just doesn't get the ball enough. Martial doesn't get the ball enough. Antony doesn't get the ball enough. And when he did, he protected the ball well initially. He progressed the ball well with his dribbling. I'm thinking, yes, Antony, you're doing what I want you to do. and then he plays that stupid 3-yard pass, which is meant to be going 6 yards. It goes horrendously short, and you lose possession, you overturn it, and concede a counter-attack. It's just so frustrating. But I almost don't want to put a ton of blame on the front three in possession, because I just don't know what else they are meant to do, because, again, there's just something lacking in that midfield. Now, what I will say is that this United team, United didn't play badly. I genuinely think United minimum deserved a draw. Arsenal might have had control in terms of territory and things like that, but I didn't feel they were that threatening. I didn't feel that Arsenal were tearing United to shreds. I didn't feel like United were hanging on. I thought United were quite comfortable for most of the game. The only area I was worried, really, the only time I was sitting there going, was when Arsenal had corners. And, the deliveries were horrendous all game. And I said to my brother just before that last corner was taken, on the commentary, Gary Neville goes, Arsenal's deliveries have been bad all day long. And I literally turned to my brother and went, they score this one then, don't they? And, yeah, they did score it. But what's the most frustrating thing about the corner, we can't look at it right now because I don't have the footage yet, is a ball cannot drop in your box and someone takes a touch with their feet, sets it out with their feet, and then has a shot and scores. Like, the deflection, whatever, is unlucky. The deflection itself is unlucky, but I just don't think a player can have that time in the box. But there was a warning sign earlier in the game. I can't think who it was now. I think it was in the first half. Arsenal take a corner, and it comes towards like the back post area, similar to where Declan Rice got his goal from. And whoever it was, again I can't remember, he gets the ball down, he takes a touch, he shapes to shoot, lays it off, and then someone else hits it or something. You can't let players bring a ball down in your box on corners. It's criminal behaviour. It's the same with the first goal conceded. I don't care how good it was from Arsenal. It was a really nice goal. But you've got to switch on once you've just scored. There seems to be a concentration issue from United at the moment. Obviously that's a mental problem, a psychological issue. Nketiah to Saka, you're correct, yeah. Nketiah brings the ball down, lays it off to Saka. Lisandro Martinez tries to block it, and then eventually it kind of gets curved round past the post or something. But it's just a lack of concentration. Like I said, when you've just scored, it's schoolboy. Defend, be compact, be tight. We don't see it. Eriksen, like you've said there, is not a holding midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. He doesn't have the instinct to pick up his man on the edge of the box, which is poor. Lindelof, Lisandro Martinez kind of get caught up. But just switch on and be compact once at a kickoff. It's quite rookie stuff. Again, the corner. Someone can't bring the ball down in your box from a corner. Not twice in one game. You cannot see a football brought down in your box from a corner twice unchallenged. You can't see a ball cannot be plucked out the air like that. It's not okay. We have another super chat from, sorry if I mispronounce your name here, Sushant Bakshi, I think is your name. Thank you very much for the donation. If everyone could say thank you, it would be greatly appreciated. Spam some love hearts as well. He said, man, we don't control the ball for a minute. Ball progression is not issue only in midfield, but everywhere on the field. We need better on-ball wide players. Something I was saying about ball progression during the game to my brother again was Onana, obviously, right, is incredible on the ball. So good on the ball. Best ball-playing goalkeeper in the world by an absolute mile for me. He was so good in this game on the ball. But is it not a criticism, but is it a bad mark on the outfield players when Onana looks like our best progressive footballer? Now, Lisandro Martinez is usually pretty good at it, and I think in general he had a really good game actually while he was on the pitch. But it's not a great signal to someone like Casemiro, to someone like Lindelof, to someone like Wan-Bissaka that Onana is so relied upon. I like using your goalkeeper as a weapon and build up as an overload, but to literally be the main point, kind of where you stem everything from, is a little bit concerning. Can we get some more green hearts or just hearts in general in chat for those donations, please? Because they are super, super appreciated. Also, if you're on the stream, there's about 140 people at the moment. There's only 18 likes. Spam the like button and also share the stream with anyone, because here you're not going to get reactionary shouting nonsense. You're going to kind of get an actual breakdown of the game. So drop some likes on the stream if you wouldn't mind. Like I said, share it with anyone that you can think of. But what were we talking about? Defensively, this is what I want to talk about. What did you guys think of Wan-Bissaka? Get me some kind of one-word reviews of Wan-Bissaka, because I think this will really divide opinion. Because I know some people absolutely love Wan-Bissaka, and some people hate him. Deadshot said, how are you so calm? Years of this football club hurting. And I'm an England fan as well, so I'm used to being hurt there as well. Oh, so we've got a quote on Jadon Sancho here from Ten Hag. On his performance in training, we didn't select him. You have to reach the level every day at Manchester United. You can make choices in the front line. That's concerning. If that's true, you got to consider moving him on. But obviously, we'll just have to see what happens. But that's really concerning. Thank you for bringing that quote. I do appreciate that. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, what did you think of Wan-Bissaka? Because what you'll see statistically, I'll see if I can just find the stats on my phone real quick. Let me just find it real quickly. I just want to see in terms of like times he was dribbled past, right? Because okay, so Danny has said it there. He was good in this match, and he almost neutralised Martinelli, which I agree with to an extent. But what I have an issue with is if Martinelli's picking the ball up, let's say, I don't know, just inside the Manchester United half, right? And he's going to dribble forward. 9 times out of 10, Aaron Wan-Bissaka ends up making a tackle, he ends up making a block, he ends up making an interception. FP, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well, good to see you. Slightly different time of stream, but I hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, if Martinelli's picking the ball up just inside the United half here, and like I said, 9 times out of 10, let me just find Wan-Bissaka's stats on my phone for you. So he had 9 clearances, 1 interception, 5 tackles, and was only dribbled past once in this game. So from a statistical point of view, it sounds like Wan-Bissaka had a really good game. He won 6 out of his 7 ground duels, so he must have been incredible. And he was decent, but my concern is this. If Martinelli's picking the ball up just inside your half and winning 7 or 8 corners all off of Wan-Bissaka, has he really defended that well? If you know what I mean. Like, statistically, he did, because here, he gets the tackle in, or he gets the last minute interception, or he blocks the cross and it goes out for a corner. But if the winger is picking it up here every time and going all this way, and like I said, he genuinely won Martinelli 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many it was, but so many corners in this game off of Wan-Bissaka. Is it, like I said, in the end he gets the tackle in, so he does kind of snuff out the threat of Martinelli, but he is constantly giving corners away. I'm just interested to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I'm not saying he done bad. Is it still good defending if a winger is able to carry a ball 35 yards and win a corner? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I don't think it's... Personally, I'll be completely honest with you, I think it was poor. I don't think it can keep happening. Granted, you stop Martinelli crossing, you stop Martinelli scoring goals, right? But like Paps has just said there, corners are dangerous too. To be so standoffish that you give Martinelli 7 or 8 chances to win a corner, that to me isn't good defending. Sorry, I didn't realise Wan-Bissaka was behind me on the screen. I just don't think that's, in the end, good defending. Not when United conceded so many corners in this game. Let me just fix... Arsenal had 12 corner kicks in this game. That's a lot of corners. That is a lot of corners for a team which had 55% possession. I don't know, I'm just... Yeah, so M3 said it there. He's too reliant on last-ditch tackles. He needs to be more proactive instead of reactive. We saw something similar last year against Arsenal as well. Martinelli was able to really progress the ball. And we often see the same with Saka up against Luke Shaw on the other side, that he just carries it forward too easily. Now, if you think about it, Dalot on the other side, what a performance. On the ball, he had a couple of sloppy passes, which were so frustrating. There's a move where United play out from the back and then kind of come into midfield. And Zinchenko had been sucked narrow and Bruno Fernandes was wide here. And Dalot just gets his feet completely tangled. So it was really frustrating. But in general, I thought Dalot was incredible. I thought his defending of the back post was brilliant. Genuinely top class. Any ball which came into the box was his. I think he was the one who was dealing with that. The box defence in general is terrifying with United. It's something I said in stream the other day. We were talking about Reguilon or Regulon, whichever way you say his name. We were talking about him in the team, his lack of defensive ability, or his lack of height really in the final third. I really worry while Rafael Varane is out of the team, the box defence of this four. Like, it feels like Dalot has to play left back because it feels like he's going to have to carry. Because the other problem United had in this game, right, and we will just quickly cover this. I didn't want to talk about it today. I was going to do it in video tomorrow, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to a channel, if you're new here, because I'm seeing a few new faces, it's great to see you. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow I will be properly breaking this game down in more detail. We do it all the time, so, you know, feel free to subscribe. It's completely free. But one concern I had in this game, right, with kind of this side of the pitch here, it's to do with the box defence, it's to do with perhaps the physicality, the aerial ability of the team. So, Nketiah, right, is a little bit underrated, in my opinion. And actually, he's really good physically. From a physical point of view, he's very strong. He's not your typical, you know, 6'5", built like a bodybuilder. He's not that sort of physical, but he protects the ball well and he's really strong. And what this caused was Lindelof didn't like it, basically. Lindelof didn't like dealing with that physicality and was often kind of rolled by him, if you like. But the other problem in these areas was that Havertz was pushing right up here. And of course, what that's going to do, if you're Arsenal, is it creates a front five. Again, this is something we cover on the channel all the time, right? This is something we talk about always. If you can create a front five up against the back four, it's a big problem because you overload them. But United had this problem where Bruno Fernandes and Eriksen are going to drop deep, which is good. We like to see that. But Casemiro is going to try and go man for man with Havertz, essentially seemed to be the idea. So that when Havertz would form a front five like this with the rest of the attack, Casemiro would follow him. That was kind of the plan, that was the thinking, which is good. But it just felt like at times there was a slight lack of communication almost in this quadrant of the pitch. Because there were situations where Casemiro kind of is in this position here, and United aren't sure if Lindelof's meant to go to Havertz, Martinez to Nketiah, Dalot across to Odegaard, or if Dalot's meant to be a bit wider, Martinez is meant to be here, Lindelof's meant to be here, Casemiro's meant to be here. It just felt like I said, it weren't the whole game. This wasn't a major theme of the game. It's just something I picked up on. There were situations where United were just leaving little gaps in here where it was a little bit too easy. And especially as Arsenal are pushing forward later on in the game and trying to get a goal, and perhaps you're fatiguing a little bit, which means physically you can't cover the ground the same, but also mentally you're making worse decisions. It just felt like there were problems starting to arise in this little area of the pitch where people are just picking up half spaces. Now, fortunately for United, 9 times out of 10 it was Havertz in this position who had a shocker, really. I mean, he tried to kick Wan-Bissaka to win a penalty. I'm not sure about that strategy. But in general, he weren't very good, Havertz, and United got away with it. But it's just something maybe looking forward that I would be worried about with this defence. But like I said, in terms of this game, Dalot was absolutely incredible. One of the best performances I've seen from Dalot, genuinely. I thought he was brilliant. I was a little bit worried coming into the game up against Bukayo Saka, but Saka didn't really have much of a sniff. Is Havertz ever very good? It's a rare occurrence these days. It certainly feels that way. The big threat United had all day was the counter-attack. Because Saka was struggling a little bit up against Dalot, we started to see Ben White coming around a little bit. And Arsenal were at times in a shape which looked a little bit like this as Ben White would step forward. This is also going to leave the gap here. And Rashford was so dangerous in transition. We saw it for the goal. It's brilliant Marcus Rashford play. I don't know what the Arsenal defenders are doing. If you're Ben White and Saliba, you can't find yourself kind of shuffling across and then you get caught in that line. It's an attacker's dream. And, you know, when you get caught like this, kind of in line with each other, Rashford is laughing because he knows what he's going to do. He's going to cut inside and he's going to cause problems. So it's poor from Arsenal, but it was really good from Marcus Rashford. I thought as the game went on, his impact kind of deteriorated. I thought he was still threatening in the positions which he was getting the ball, but it just felt like his decisions weren't quite there. One man, though, because I've seen several of you ask about him. One man who I think did do really well and did provide a threat was Rasmus Hojlund. Now, United may have lost this game 3-1, right? By the way, there's just been an absolutely brilliant shout in chat there saying, right back, we should have gone for that Fresneda lad that went to Sporting. Absolutely. You might have watched my video on him a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned him as a player United should watch this season. Then that afternoon, he went to Sporting. Really good player, Fresneda. What did we think of Rasmus Hojlund? Give me a couple of words. Again, there's so many of you in chat right now, which is absolutely brilliant. We've got nearly 200 people watching right now. If you are chatting, I'm trying to read everything. If I miss a message or two, I do apologise. If you want to use a super chat, it guarantees that I see the message. But like I said, it's completely up to you guys. Any money donated will go to either a new microphone or a new camera. But yeah, apologies if I can't see every single message. But Rasmus Hojlund, I thought it was really good. Just going to stay quiet 1 second. I can hear someone outside my door. Rasmus Hojlund was absolutely brilliant. And what he brought in this game was, for those of you that watched the stream on Friday afternoon, we were talking about maybe could Rasmus Hojlund come on late in the game and bring something different, give you a different attacking outlet, something that you can hit, go long to. Arsenal can't be as aggressive. Rasmus Hojlund provided all of those things. And I might do a video on Rasmus alone, his performance, because genuinely, whilst he was only on the pitch 20 minutes, I think he summed up everything which I wanted to see from him and everything I was so excited about. Particularly Gabriel. I think he put Gabriel on the floor twice before he even touched the football. And importantly, it was without fouling him. It was just going shoulder to shoulder, being tough and physical. If you compare that to Martial, who I don't think played badly, to be fair, but he just doesn't compete the same as what Rasmus Hojlund does. He was absolutely brilliant. Gabriel, the second Hojlund came on, Gabriel's like, oh, okay, we're in for a game here. Suddenly he's being chucked to the floor every time he gets near the ball. Suddenly he can't take a touch and bring the ball down. He's got to head it away first time because he knows Rasmus is right there on him. So Rasmus Hojlund definitely brought something different there. And someone made a good point there. For Kundu Palistri with Hojlund in the future could be quite exciting. But I thought Hojlund was brilliant. Running the channels, he showed his pace as well. There's that move where Rashford goes down the left-hand side. Hojlund was absolutely rapid. The way he ate up the ground and was almost overtaking Marcus Rashford was incredible. So that was exciting. On the disallowed goal, do we think it's rightly disallowed? Let me know what you think. But the link play from Rasmus Hojlund is beautiful. This is a side to his game which I'm actually a little bit worried about. But the back heel to Casemiro, the little bit of flair is beautiful. Casemiro plays Garnacho through. I think it was that order. Was it offside? Not sure. What do we think? Do we think the goal was offside? But yeah, just in general, to cap off on Rasmus Hojlund, I thought he was really good. And he's a player which showed a lot of promise in this game. I think he showed a lot of potential. And will he start against Brighton after the international break? We'll just have to see how fit he is, basically. He's in the Denmark squad for the international, so hopefully he can get some game time there. I have an image of the disallowed goal showing it wasn't offside. I do have it. I can't get it up on stream, unfortunately, right now. It's too early after the game. But yeah, I do know what pitch you're talking about. I think that's the most annoying thing with VAR calls and offsides and things like that, is we see so many different angles that we never know which one's right. I mean, for me, the one which we all saw, the line isn't in the right place. The line isn't even on the deepest part of his body, if you like, which doesn't help. Personally, I think he's just offside, being completely honest. But it would help if we at least got a good picture. What I did find weird, though, was that it was given so quickly. The VAR decision was done so quick, which was quite weird for offside, because they normally take a long time on them, because they normally spend, a good 50 to 60 minutes just trying to line it up on the shoulder. So, I don't know. We don't know if it was a right call. What do we think on the penalty? The potential penalty, I should say, was... what was I going to say? Yeah, was Hojlund fouled? Also, was Johnny Evans fouled for the corner? I don't know. Another day, decisions go United way. Because, for example, should Bukayo Saka have been on the pitch? He does go studs up a little bit. It's one of those ones where Casemiro got sent off for that last season. So it's one of those ones where another day, this could have gone so differently. And we would be sitting here. We'd be sitting here talking about a defensive performance where Manchester United were rigid. They had a good plan out of possession, despite being limited by injuries and a really thin squad. United were robust away from home. They were compact, difficult to break down, didn't give away too many chances, stopped the wingers getting shots and crosses into the box, were really dangerous on the counter-attack, and won the game 2-1. It so easily could have gone that way, and that is why I just want to make sure you don't overreact too much. 3-1 looks it looks horrible. It looks so much worse than what it actually was. I think it's a really cruel result. Football's a cruel sport, right? Oh, we do have another donation from Sushant Bakshi. Again, apologies if I have said your name wrong. He said, questions still remain. Do you think we will ever show better ball playing and control skills with these set of players, or have to depend on counters? I think it's a difficult question to answer without seeing Amrabat just yet, and also Kobe Mainu. Literally, this starting 11, probably not. I don't think this starting 11 can really properly take control of a football match. But it's difficult to say because, like you said, we could have Amrabat in there who brings a lot more control, Kobe Mainu who brings genuine press resistance, so it's difficult to say. But again, if everyone could put some love hearts in chat for Sushant for the donation, because it is greatly, greatly appreciated. So thank you very much, my friend. Sandro Martinez, no protective boots or crutches. That is lovely news. Hopefully he's okay. Third goal was Rashford's fault. He didn't commit to winning the ball. Yeah, it's a weird one because it's one of those ones where you kind of chuck on players forward. So, like, from a tactical point of view, you can't really think too much into it. But yeah, Rashford, he shirks the challenge completely. And I don't think you can do that. I think that's completely unacceptable. I don't want to overreact and be too negative about like the general result and stuff. But that third goal, you can't just shirk the challenge. You can't do it, unfortunately. He done it earlier in the game against Saka as well. Saka just completely done him. You can't do that. But again, if we're talking about an overall game, we're talking about an overall performance, I don't think United were too bad. I don't think it was. I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as what people are going to make out. I think. Like I said, I've seen the thumbnails already on Twitter saying embarrassment. I've seen people saying Ten Hag out on Twitter. I've seen Ten Hag's name questioned. I've seen it all already, and not at all surprised. But it wasn't as bad as you think. 3-1 looks awful. I do not. Yeah, Twitter. Just avoid it. Just avoid Twitter. It's not worth being there right now. It's going to be a cauldron of negativity, and it gets, once you're in Twitter or a certain sides of the internet in general, you get in this bubble where it's negative, and negative opinions just fire around this bubble, and they just keep going everywhere. Don't get sucked into that. At half time, United were well in that game, and in my opinion, the better team. The 88th minute, it was that far? That far away from being 2-1 to United? Was it even that far? It might have been less than that. FP making a brilliant comment there, by the way. That's why this community is the best. Absolutely. Because here we I sit here and break it down from a logical point of view, but you guys don't overreact. You guys are brilliant. You're insightful, you're calm. Yes, annoyed and furious with certain different decisions or certain different performances and things like that. But we've always got a nice level-headed approach on this channel, which I love about you guys and your community. Yeah, exactly. Everyone comparing him, Ten Hag, to De Zerbi and Postecoglou. Okay, we'll see. Give it time. But yeah, what are you? Here we get solutions, not banter. That should be like the channel motto. Just for that comment alone, everyone leave a like on the stream. Would you guys like to see a video? Obviously, not right now. I'm not Superman, but perhaps Tuesday. What was I going to say? Would you guys like to see a video on Tuesday breaking down Rasmus Hojlund in this game? I'll do a poll real quick. Let's do a poll. Oh, I just punched the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. That must have sounded horrible. Video on Hojlund ? Yes. Oh, I can't spell the word yes. That's how you know I'm tired today. Like I said, this stream is very last minute. I didn't plan on doing it, but I've seen the overreaction online, and I didn't want you guys getting sucked into it because, like I said, I know you guys are all intelligent, so I don't want you guys getting sucked into the negativity. Get voting on that poll, though, because if you guys want to see it, I will absolutely do it. I can see there's about 170, 180 people in on the video right now, so get your opinion there, and also like the stream as well. Let Hojlund get a few games first. Yeah, I mean, we'll do loads of videos on him in the future. We want to see a watch along with you. It'll help us to see our mistakes live. I'm really tempted to do it at some point. I'm just not sure because I get very passionate during certain games, and I don't want to get demonetized. I get hot-headed during football matches. So maybe we could do it one day, but I'm not sure right now we'll be doing it. But in terms of the plan for this week, what we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to be analysing this game properly. I'll do a more in-depth video like we typically would. The next day I might do a Rasmus Hojlund video because I was really impressed by him. I then also want to break down Jude Bellingham and his start at Real Madrid because absolute revelation. He's been brilliant. Would love to watch a separate video on Hojlund's impact after coming on from the bench. Yeah, I think I probably will do it. The poll's going well at the moment. I want to see more votes. Let's get to at least 50 votes in the poll. Are Man United finished as a team? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it just yet. Next up, the 3Bs. Brighton, Bayern and Burnley. That's a difficult run. That's going to be a run of teams which are going to press high, look to put the ball in horrible areas, really trouble you. A couple of difficult games there. Honestly, supporting United is taking a toll on my mental health now, lol. Yeah, it does feel that way sometimes. But again, all I would say is just remember at the end of the day, it's a football match. You know, it could be a lot worse. If you want to feel any better, I feel even worse right now because I also support Lyon in France and 1-0 down to PSG after 4 minutes thanks to an Mbappe penalty. So it gets worse. I think we are going to wrap up stream in a second though. Tonight I didn't plan on being live for particularly long. Again, I just want to give you guys my kind of quick, immediate reaction. Genuinely, don't worry too much. I think we have problems. I think United have areas of weakness. There needs to be still a more of a link player in the midfield, someone who can get that defense or get the ball from the defense and get it to the forwards, but also other midfielders. United still need that link player badly. It might be Amrabat, we just don't know, so hopefully it will be. In terms of other lessons, Rashford looks threatening on the counter-attack. We all know that. Dalot, really good at left-back. Rasmus Hojlund, absolutely incredible. Incredible from the bench. Looks really exciting, so watch out for him. But I would just say for today, don't worry too much about it. Again, I just punched a mic. I do apologise. Don't worry too much about the result. We'll get through it. Give it a bit of time. Give Erik ten Hag a bit of time. Let the players kind of gel. Give us an international break. Get the Glazers out of this club, which we haven't even touched on that news yet. Everyone wants a video on Erasmus. 95% of you, which is lovely. We were set up to win. The luck just wasn't on our side. Yeah, another day. Execution. Execution is such a big thing in football. You can have the right tactical plan. Do you execute in the big moments? That ultimately is what elite level football is all about. Elite level sport, any sport. You can put all the preparation into things. You can be set up tactically, and that goes a large way to winning a game, of course. But if you just don't execute in those big moments, Rashford on a couple of those counterattacks, can you just execute? Can you just execute in that last moment? Garnacho, could he just be onside? And also luck with officiating, or not even luck, just fairness. I genuinely believe Johnny Evans is fouled in the box for that second goal, which is game over at that point. I think Hojlund has an argument. Was he offside? I don't know. But don't worry too much. It was a good performance. I was sitting here on the 88th minute as Garnacho scores, thinking, I have my title. United have genuinely pulled off a brilliant performance against Arsenal. Because for 85 minutes, United were very good. They were in control. Arsenal didn't have chances. Onana wasn't really forced into saves. There was one late one from Saka, which was nice play. But apart from that, can you recall Onana being troubled? Not particularly. United looked threatening on a counter-attack. That was always the game plan. Keep the ball deep and then spring forward quickly. We've been talking about it all summer. Artificial transitions. We saw it for the first goal. So, don't worry about today. Don't worry about tonight. The result is bad. It looks bad. The headlines will be awful. We'll see Ten Hag out everywhere. We'll see a lot of negativity. But, you know, I like a comment there from Mustafa. Drop Rashford, Bruno, Casemiro, Anthony. Ignore comments like that, okay? Because it wasn't that bad today, so don't worry about it. Don't overreact. Have a nice rest over the international break. I don't know who you guys support or where you guys are from, but enjoy the international break. And, you know, like I said, the team will come back stronger, hopefully, afterwards. And that sums it up there from Paps right at the end. I felt worse after the Wolves game. And another one there. The thing is, the scoreboard today doesn't reflect the performance. It's spot on. So it's going to be all right, everybody. Like I said, it's now the international break, so we get a bit of time off, but not here on the channel. There's loads of content still coming. If you guys have video ideas, let me know. You can either message me on Twitter, or on Instagram, on TikTok. You can get in the comments. You can on videos. You can get in the chat on live streams. I want to do loads of content over the international break every single day if possible. Maybe even sometimes double uploads, more live streams. But in terms of for today, I think that's all we've got to say. Because it's just one of those games where you can overanalyze it all day. Sometimes things just don't quite go your way. But that's all I have to say for today. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like I said, this was a little bit last minute, so I appreciate over 1,000 of you tuning in. Just to answer that last question, what did you think of Dalot? Absolutely incredible. Also, Evan Ferguson's a wonderful footballer. I've been crying his name for a while. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in, even if it's just for 5 seconds. Thank you to those of you who sit there kind of quietly minding your own business, not getting involved. I appreciate your views. Thank you to everyone who gets in chat and contributes. You guys have been absolutely brilliant today. I love the fact that you guys haven't overreacted and you're level-headed about the whole thing. Thank you to anyone who has donated with a super chat. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. And yeah, again, thank you. This has been very last minute, so I appreciate all of you for tuning in. But apart from that, that is all we're saying for today. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And tomorrow morning, I will see you for a more official breakdown of this game. So I'll see you then.